Hi guys and welcome to Faewood. So it's the day of the ball and I thought I would just jump on here without any makeup, without even brushing my hair properly so that we can have the complete before and after situation going on. It's a different sort of getting ready day for me for the ball, because if you guys have watched my other videos where I've been to the Goblin Ball back before pandemic and all of that, often it's been in the city and I've gone with a friend and we've got some accommodation just to make it easier to get ready and like go in and stuff like that. But instead this time I'm going with my husband, and it made more sense to drive in and drive back. So that's what we're going to do this time, which means I'm going to be getting ready at home, which is kind of good because it means everything I need is here. And if there's any last minute things that I think of, I can get them. Plus, carting the wings around is going to be a nightmare, even just on the night. So, so I have done some last minute things to my costume as well. I thought I would just mention those to you. I didn't film what I was doing because I just was running out of time. So, when you're trying to do something and you're trying to film that thing, it just takes like twice as long at least to do that. So I thought instead I'll just do the things and then I'll talk about what I did, because I mean, there wasn't a lot to watch me do really. Right, so yesterday afternoon I did do some ribbon around the neckline here. I mentioned that I was going to do probably some embellishment around the neckline because it does sit quite high, so I thought let me just play into that by putting this like wired ribbon around. Now you guys may remember this ribbon, and I got this from the craft box from House of Adorn. So it's actually been really handy. I didn't imagine using it in a costume. Whoops. I didn't imagine using it in a costume like I've done here, but the colour was perfect. So I thought, oh, let me give it a try. And I actually really love it. I don't know why I hadn't thought about using a wired ribbon in something before, but yeah, let me know what you think, guys. I think it looks pretty cool. Put some embellishments on it and stuff as well. I'm pretty happy with how this is looking. I haven't tried the costume on again since I've done that. I like the way it looks, at least on the mannequin. And then I hot glued some flowers and things around as well. I did actually sew this on a little bit as well, just to make sure that it was really secure, and I sewed down the ends of the ribbon just behind the breasts here. I may need to put something over the top of that because I can feel just the wire of the ribbon sticking out just a touch, so I might just fix that up before I go. I did try it on again and start playing around with the hook and eye situation. So if you remember, I was doing a lace-up thing for this instead of hook and eye because I was just convinced it wouldn't fit me. I started playing around with hooks and eyes anyway, mostly because I'm going to be having the wings, the straps of the wings go through this robe, and I'll show you that in a minute. And so when I take the wings off, which I'm inevitably going to have to do at some point during the night, probably things like if I need to go to the bathroom, or if I'm sitting down with a chair that has a back on it, stuff like that, or if it just gets a bit heavy over time, I'll have to take it off. And I wanted it to be easy to do, and lace up is definitely not easy to do. So I was like, oh, I wonder if I can get away with the clips. And I did it, and it actually fits fine. Like, it's tight, but it's meant to be tight. So it's actually better than I thought. So I ended up fixing that up with clips, and I haven't tried that on yet with all the clips, but I think it's going to be really good. So I've zoomed in here so that you can see this, but basically I tried on the wings with the robe. So I tried on the wings over the top of the robe, and I had my husband mark out where the wings seemed to hit my back so that I could put the straps in there and hide them. And this is where he marked out that the top of the straps would go, and there's another one at the bottom which I'll show you in a second. But what I did to put the straps in, I thought, to make it nice and neat, because I know how this material does fray and stuff, instead of just cutting a hole, I decided to use my buttonhole stitcher and make buttonholes. Thankfully, the width of buttonhole that I needed was right on the maximum setting of the buttonholer. If it was any bigger, it wouldn't have worked. I would have maybe, I don't know if there's like other buttonholer attachments you can get to make even larger buttonhole things, but thankfully it just worked. But the straps do have, they do have like a clamp on it, which doesn't fit through here. So I have to put them through strap ways first. And there's just a bit of maneuvering I have to do to kind of get it in place. But once it's in place, it's pretty easy to take off the wings and the robe in one go. You know, as easy as it can be to take off those wings. Just for anyone who's forgotten the size of those wings, that is those wings there, sitting on the ground at the moment on my skirt. There's just not much room in here, so I've like, once everything's out and about, it's just been a bit full in here of costume stuff. So I've got Dan's costume hanging up there. I've got my costume here on my little Mavis mannequin. Can you see those bottom ones there? That's the bottom of the strap where it goes in. So top and bottom. And then over here I've got Dan's costume, and I've got a lace front wig that I need to trim. So I'm going to be doing that, trimming the front so it sits nicely on my face. And Dan's costume, I did need to do some adjustment of the buttons on his. I had these really nice metal, let me show you. So I had these really nice brass hook and eye button things. So I thought they looked really great, but the problem was one of them broke. They must be made of really flimsy metal, and yeah, it broke super easy. And then I found that the thing basically unhooked itself when Dan had it on. It wouldn't stay closed. Like the hook and eye, it needed something like it needed weight on either side to hold it closed. Like it would be perfect for his cape or something like that. Ah. Wow, I'm looking pretty rough this morning. Yeah, so it would have been perfect for his cape, but it didn't work out for the robe. Why do I keep calling it robe? The vest jacket thing that I made for him. I keep calling it robe, I think, because mine is called a robe, but his is a vest jacket. Anyway, upshot was, unfortunately, as much as the aesthetic was lovely, it just wasn't functional. So instead I dyed some like Hessian, I don't remember what they're called, but there's like a little knot and loop situation. I mean, it's kind of like a toggle. I guess they are toggle buttons, but they're made out of rope. So you can see those are the buttons that I've changed it to. They were Hessian, which was a little light for the brown pleather stuff, so I dyed them. The dye didn't really penetrate very well into the Hessian, unfortunately, but it's fine. And I did put some like copper coloured or brass kind of coloured fabric paint over the top, just kind of dry brushing it in the middle, just to give that similar kind of brass look to the buttons that I was trying to have with the leaf. And I guess in a way this might be better because like it's not a specific motif or anything like that. Like the leaf, while it would be perfect for this costume, if he wants to reuse this for another costume in the future, then the leaves might not suit. You know, if I turned him into a pirate, for example, you know, the leaves might seem a bit strange. So hopefully it means that it's a bit more usable in the future. Now I also did a whole lot of stitching on the bottom of the robe where you can see all the sequins that I've added. So I just sort of tried to graduate it as it went up the back of the skirt, with not that much sort of going up the top of the skirt, but I do have the edge going all the way up there in flowers and around the edge, but then from the middle back of the robe it's like really full of sequins and flowers and all of that, and I've really tried to fill it out as much as I can with the time that I have. I still have some sequins, and honestly if I had more time I probably would try and add them all on just to really get that sequin look, because I love the fact that they have these little twinkles of rainbow colours coming off them. I just think it looks really pretty. So yeah, I would have probably done that, but Oh well, I'm happy with the amount of stitching I've been able to do in the time that I've had. So if you can see that little button there, I did add a bustle so that when I'm out on the dance floor or whatever, or just even trying to get in the venue, I can, like there's a little loop in the costume that I added so that it can be looped around the button to pull it all up off the floor when I'm walking around. So that's basically what I've been working on in the last throes of this costume to try and pull everything together. I did make the skirt tighter as well, added some buttons onto that and some buttonholes and things. So I'm yet to try it all on together. So fingers crossed all those changes worked out. I mean, I've individually tried things on as I've done things, except for the robe once I've put all that embellishment on. But yeah, so I think we're going well. I think things are coming together. I'm feeling pretty good about it. So yeah, I've got to get ready. It starts tonight at, the doors open at 7:30 or something like that, and it's before lunch at the moment. So hence me not being ready at all. The things I will be making sure I do is making sure that my wings are lighting up correctly. I've got some fresh batteries that I need to switch over to and then just test it to make sure everything's working like it should. I'll charge Dan's staff. If you guys saw that video where I made the light up staff, I just want to make sure that's freshly charged as well so that it lasts for the night. And then, I don't know, originally I was thinking of doing headpieces and stuff, but I just ran out of time this time. But I do have some like elf ears and I haven't worn them to an event yet, so I may do that, although the wig's quite dense and I need to work out whether the ears will just be a pain when I've got the wig on. Like it's so dense that I'm not sure whether there's room for them to stick out very well, so we'll see. I may end up leaving those off if it's going to be a pain, because there's a lot going on with the costume already. It's already going to have its challenges to wear, so I don't want to make this too onerous. But I do want to do some really nice makeup and definitely add some sparkle, because the whole kind of, there's definitely a tone of sparkle going through this costume, which obviously it's me, it's going to have some sparkle. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'll leave it there for now and I'll check back in with you when I'm getting ready.